Next up, I want to take just a second to talk about refreshing queries. Now, in the Home tab of your Power BI file, outside of the query editor, you'll see this refresh button across all of your views. And by default, when you press that button, it's going to refresh every single query, every connection, every table that exists in your model by default. But you can customize these refresh options. So within the query editor, in that queries pane, you can actually right-click any one of your individual connections or tables, and you can simply deselect or uncheck that box that says include in report refresh. And as you might expect, that prevents that file from refreshing whenever you hit that refresh command from the Home tab. So, helpful pro tip here, what you can do is exclude all of your queries that don't change often or don't change at all, like your lookup tables or any static data tables that you might have. So let's go ahead and open up the query editor and make some of these adjustments ourselves. All right, so here I am back in my query editor. I see my 4 queries or connections here. And when I right click each one of these, you'll see that include in report refresh line. And I see a checkbox, which means that each one of these tables, product, customer, calendar, and sales, will all refresh with the report. And in fact, if I just go back to my relationships view here and press refresh, you'll see all 4 of these tables are evaluating, processing, refreshing. So essentially Power BI is going to those source paths and refreshing the data in the CSV, even if nothing has changed. So there you go. It's just refreshed all 4 tables. Now let's hop back into the query editor. And what I want to do here is actually prevent my 3 lookup tables from refreshing when I hit that command. Because at least for the time being, I'm not going to be adding information about products, about customers. I won't need to add more dates to my calendar. But just for the sake of example, let's keep AW sales as is. So let's allow the sales data to refresh. So I can simply right click and click that include in report refresh option, which just deselected it. I'm going to do the same thing for customer and the same thing for calendar. And now when I close and apply and press refresh again, only that AW sales table was loaded. And you see that it worked a lot more quickly that time. That's because we're not refreshing 3 queries that aren't including any more data. It's just redundant, it's a little bit inefficient and slow. So again, good rule of thumb, if you have data that's static, if you have tables that aren't going to be changing, go ahead and exclude those from the report refresh and only refresh the ones that may be changing over time.